Before I record this video, look at how cute my desk is looking today. Got my little light, my plants, like, oh, precious. My TikTok, I'm trying to get into it more, and I've been doing tarot readings on my TikTok, so go follow it. It's at Sarah Bishbay, because that's my internet persona. This video has nothing to do with anything I just said. We're gonna be talking about intuitions, relationships, and breakups, and it's hilarious because I just finished editing a video that's already out, I'll link it, but it's about life coaching, and in the middle of the video, I just start crying because my intuition was screaming at me. All right, I think we're looking good for today's video. Hello everyone, my name's Sarah Bishbay. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new, wow. I'm so honored that you chose to click on this video about intuition and relationships because honestly, it's gonna be a really good one. So I recently was listening to a podcast by Haley Hoffman-Smith. She's really cool, just discovered her, and I was reading a book by Eliza Kelly. Love Eliza, love the Constellation Club, love the book. We're gonna talk about being in tune with your intuition. And for the juicy stuff, when it comes to breakups, let's take a little trip back in time. Remember quarantine? No, don't try to remember unless it's at the forefront of your mind. Luckily, it has escaped my mind for the most part, but there was this thing called quarantine, and I was fortunate enough to have Quarantine Bae. Quarantine Bae and I got each other through the hard stuff. Very grateful for this person. And about a year ago, summer was ending, fall was in the air, and Quarantine Bae calls me up right before we're supposed to go to the lake and goes, "Can we talk?" And I was like, "Are you kidding me?" And so she comes over and she breaks up with me, which I knew was gonna happen after she texted me and asked me if we could talk. Like, come on. I don't need to have a good intuition to know that. So that was rough. But I learned a very important lesson. I swore to myself that I was going to be more in tune with myself, my needs, and my relationship, because embarrassingly enough, I was just so out of tune with our relationship. I mean, there was a lot of other stresses at the time, but I didn't even think anything was wrong. And I was a little butthurt at first about it because I was just felt very blindsided. It was very much like Survivor, blindsided, voted out type vibes. Ironically enough, I started watching a lot of Survivor after that breakup and also applied to be on Survivor. So that application is still valid, CBS. So I swore to myself from that breakup on that I was gonna be in tune with what I need from relationships and my own intuition. But that comes with a price. Shortly after Quarantine Bae and I bid our farewells, I started trying to reconnect with someone else. Someone that I had been friends with for a while. I was always into her and would flirt with her and whatever. It was great. I kind of convinced myself, this is amazing. This is my soulmate. Throwing the word soulmate out there. So cringy, dare I say. But I, in my mind, was like, this is my soulmate because this other person didn't work out, blah, 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 blah. Came up with all these reasons in my own head, just after a long day of watching Survivor. Things with soulmate and I started heating up, and I will record you're gonna know this before the others do, but I will record a video about how I manifested my soulmate. That's gonna be my clickbait, I'm so sorry, but spoiler alert, wasn't my soulmate. Soulmate and I start seeing each other and going on dates and having a good time. And then it starts to be around Valentine's Day, And it's like those weird, like we just started seeing each other, but like I want to do something, but she like clearly like tells me I've got this going on, whatever, like respect the boundary, respect the person. That was fine. But then I was like, ugh, like having this weird feeling. And I was like, how can I be having this weird feeling with soulmate? Like, this is the one right here. I end up kind of saying like, hey, I just like need a break from my phone, aka need a break from talking to you. Like, and like, you know, there's the expectation of like, do you text every day? Do you call? Do you see each other? Blah, blah, blah. And I was like, I just need a break from my phone, which that's fine if I needed a real break from my phone, but I just needed a break for the weekend, and then we'll just go from there. Before I'd even said those words out loud to her, like 3 days prior, when I was feeling these weird feelings, I was like having a day. I vividly remember, oh my gosh, you know what? I might have like videos or photos of this day. If I do, I will insert them. So embarrassing. I laid in my bed and I full body sobbed my eyes out. Like nothing was wrong necessarily with this person at this time, but my whole body just felt horrible. The weekend goes by, soulmate and I don't talk, and then like Monday morning or whatever, Monday afternoon, I'm like wanting to text her, and I end up texting her, but I'm just like feeling like, and so lo and behold, she was also feeling that way. And we just had a very nice platonic conversation about how we're just gonna be friends, and like it's low-key all good. And it honestly was, because I was sad that night, but because I'd already intuitively felt like a few days ago, like a week prior, that this was like not aligned with me. It wasn't like, I guess, other relationships where I was just holding on to it and like so upset and all this other stuff. And so that was my first experience with my intuition kind of telling me like, your mind thinks this person is for you, but your life and your like body is telling you that you need to step away, you need to go in a different direction, whatever. Now we come into summer. I had decided after soulmate that I was moving to Denver, I was moving to Colorado, I was gonna get my own place, I was gonna kind of get a fresh start and be in a new city and just explore and just live a life that I wanted to live, which is exciting, fun, different, not the same old thing every day. I decided this, I'd packed my bags, and it was summer, and I was like, let's have some fun. Summer fling comes into my life, and it's exactly what I wanted. Good, what can I say on the internet? It was just good. Good times, good nights, good days, all the goodness. Summer fling and I just like really liked each other. We both mutually really liked each other. And so as I was moving, which she knew from the first day that we met, we got a little bit ahead of ourselves, and we're going to try to like stay together because it just felt so magical. Like, you know, sometimes things come into your life and you're like, oh my God, this is better than expected. Well, it was, but it was, again, the manifestation of summer fling. Nothing more than that. I moved to Denver. It was a long process. Like I started the moving process in August, and we'd only been like seeing each other for like 2 months, not even like a month and a half. And so it was very like hot, heavy, all that stuff. And then I slowly start moving. And officially in September, in the middle of September, I got my new place, and I was stressed. I was stressed with the moving process, being on my own, unpacking boxes, organizing my apartment, feeling like I was very overwhelmed. I don't even know what videos I made during that time because I was really struggling. And then I was like, but it's okay because I have plans to like go see her again for a day, go to a wedding, whatever. So I'm starting to feel like horrible. Insert clips of me crying in the last video. horrible. I am crying like every night. I don't know what's wrong. I'm trying to express to her that I don't feel well because I'm thinking this is like about the move. Like I have anxiety about the move. I have anxiety about all the changes. Like, did I leave a really good life that I had just for no reason? Like, all questioning everything, feeling sick to my stomach every single day, can barely eat. I am judging myself saying this because it seems dramatic, but I swear to God, this is how strong my intuition is now, because I freaking swore to myself that I would be in tune with it. And it hurts. I'm bargaining with my intuition at this point. I'm like, I know it feels wrong and I know that this is what's holding me back, but I just don't want it to be over. Like, I really don't, with all my heart and mind, but my gut and my intuition, my instincts tell me otherwise. After weeks of crying every single night, every single day, like, how do I have any tears left in me? I just knew, like, this is what it's telling me. This has happened to me before this year. It's happening again, and I just need to let it go. And so we broke up, and I feel amazing now. Like, granted, yes, I have the days in the mornings where I'm like, wow, this, and this. Like, I think about her. I think about it still, just because it is so fresh, but your intuition knows. And I felt so stupid crying so much and like kind of talking to my friends about it. And then I read the last chapter in Elise's book, which is about intuition. And in that chapter, she shares a story about how she was studying abroad. She was seeing someone. They were, for like the weekend, going to different countries to see friends. And she woke up on Saturday morning with this pit in her stomach, with an awkward, intuitive, sick, strong feeling, seemingly out of the blue. And then when he came back and they met up, she knew something was wrong, and it was. I ended up reading that chapter the day after I finally acknowledged my intuition and took action accordingly and let this person go. And I was like, wow, this is perfect timing, because I felt so dumb about everything. And then I just felt so validated by the fact that this intuition and this feeling is very real, and it's nearly impossible to ignore, especially if you've committed to listening to it. Who else has had like intuition things that are unexplainable, like especially with breakups, especially with relationships and people? And what was your story? What was your experience? How did your intuition feel for you? Do you need to break up with someone? Do you need to be more in tune in your relationship? Like how I told myself, okay, you need to pay attention to when things aren't right and not be oblivious like I was last year. But yeah, how has intuition appeared in your life, in relationships, or otherwise? I'm very curious. Thank you for coming to this channel, this episode. Subscribe, because we're here to grow up, don't give up. That's my slogan. And I will see you in another video.